Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm properly audible and visible to all of you. Okay. So, welcome to the session. And in the last session, yes, in the last session, we have met on Friday. And then we were discussing about topics like we were discussing about the mission of ISRO, which was supposed to be there on Sunday. Then we have talked about, we have not discussed about this one issue, which was Article 21 and digital access. So that we are going to discuss in today's session. Then we have discussed about one such topic, which was about nota, none of the above option. So these certain topics were there. We have discussed them in the last session. Now in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss about, the first such topic is ISRO mission. Again, we have seen that it has failed. The mission of ISRO has failed. So we will see just a little bit update about it, although you know about it. Okay. The second thing which we are going to talk about is Article 21 and digital access. So this is the second topic which we are going to discuss. This is related to your polity section. GS paper 2. Then there is one topic from environment, and that is endangered species of Tamil Nadu. So from environment section, we are going to see into this. The third topic which we are going to talk about is again from polity, that is supremacy of the constitution. Then we are also going to discuss about one editorial. This is one of the editorial which is related to caste census. It is also part of your GS paper 2. Okay. Then one organization from international perspective, IR, that is FATF. Then in miscellaneous section, we are going to see this one topic, Sansad Ratna Award, and we are also going to talk about another thing, environment section, that is reclaim forest land. Okay. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. Yes. So good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome to the session. Now let's practice some of the questions before discussing anything else. Let's practice a few questions. Like one of the first question which we have got is, with reference to Mahadayi river dispute, consider the following one. It originates in Goa and meets the Arabian Sea through Karnataka. Karnataka proposed diversion of Mahadayi tributaries to address water scarcity in its northern districts. The Mahadayi Water Dispute Tribunal allocated the maximum share of water to Goa. So which of the statements given there are correct? That's very comforting to hear that you are feeling confident. And yes, of course, best wishes that you will be able to clear the exam. And then for mains, we will work in the same manner. For the mains exam, we will work in the same manner. Okay, so B option from Ritik and Afshana, B option. Yes, if we look at this question, just look into this first part. It's saying the Mahadayi river originates in Goa. You know that it originates in Karnataka, not in the Goa region. So this first statement is wrong. Second and third are correct. We have seen that around 24, like the maximum around 24 trillion cubic meter water is going to this portion of Goa. So 24 TMC going to Goa, and then it is distributed among Maharashtra and Karnataka. So this second and third is correct. So answer here is of course option number B. Okay. So that first question, the answer here is going to be option number B. Okay. Let's look at the second question. Which of the following best describes the synthetic aperture radar used in ISRO's Earth observation satellite? It uses optical imaging to monitor Earth's surface in clear weather condition. It uses radar signals to produce high resolution image even through clouds and darkness. It measures atmospheric temperature variation over time using infrared sensor. It uses microwave pulses to identify mineral composition on Earth crust. So let me check if you understood this one topic or not. This is about synthetic aperture radar in Earth observation satellite. Although the mission has failed, but then again, this one technology is significant. So what will be the answer? Question number 2. We have this one, synthetic aperture radar used in ISRO Earth observation satellite. So what will be the correct answer here? Question number 2. In case of synthetic aperture radar also, what we have seen that it is using radar signals or radio signals. Yes, it is using radar signals or radio signals to produce high resolution image even through cloud and darkness. It is not using optical imaging. Why? Optical imaging will not be able to work during the cloud conditions or other challenges. But the radar imaging will be helpful even in this condition. So here the option number B is correct, that it uses radar signals to produce high resolution image even through cloud and darkness. So again, the answer here is option number B. Okay. Now coming to one more question. Which of the following reforms have been suggested to improve the effectiveness of nota in elections? Okay. So this is one of the question. First is saying introducing a threshold percentage for nota votes, triggering re-election if nota receives the highest vote share. Okay, disqualifying all candidates. Let's leave this question. Let's skip this question. We will ask a different question with respect to nota because the reforms are there, so not that much useful. Okay, let's skip this question. Okay, now this question needs to be framed in a different manner. Okay, so we will see this question on nota differently. Okay. Now coming here to question number 3. Sorry, topic first, satellite launch of ISRO. What we see that during the launch of this PSLV mission, there was a failure. Okay. This was the 101st launch of ISRO. This one was in fact 101 launch of ISRO. Okay. And what we see that it was 63rd mission of PSLV. Now PSLV has been very much successful. PSLV has been very successful. What we see that it has got only 2 failures before this. It has got 3 failures. One is the first flight. The first flight, this has failed. Then 41st, it has also failed. And then 63rd, that has failed. So this was there in 2017. This is there in 2025. and it was in the beginning itself in 1993. Okay. So if we look at the ISRO is not having many such failed mission. Its first mission was there in 1993, where PSLV has failed. After that, PSLV was very much successful. But in 2017, there was the first failure of PSLV. And then second, we can see that it is in 2025. Okay. So that is not like it has not too many failures. What we actually can see that 3 out of 63, that is what has failed. But then you can see 60 out of 63, it has been successful. So still we can see that ISRO's PSLV is one of the most successful launch vehicles in the world. The first, of course, was technology demonstration. So it was not that much like a important mission. The first mission to actually fail, it was there in 2017, and the second one to fail is in 2025. So ISRO's PSLV has been largely successful except these failures. Okay. Now, if we look at this, if we talk about the PSLV, if we talk about this PSLV, it is a 4-stage engine. It is having 4-stage engine. Okay. Then what we see that solid, liquid, solid, liquid. This is the 4-stage engine of PSLV. Okay, it is having 4 different engines or 4 stages of engine in this polar synchronous launch vehicle. What we also see that when we are talking about PSLV, it has a payload capacity. It has a payload capacity of 1400 kg in geo-transfer orbit and 1750 kg in low Earth orbit. So that is its capacity, that 1400 kg and 1750 kg, that is the capacity of PSLV. Okay. So its liquid engine, it is specially given a name. It is called as Vikas engine. It is called as Vikas engine. Okay. So this PSLV is one of the very successful one, but we see that a few times it has failed also. Okay. But still, it is one of the most successful vehicles, not only in India, but across the world. Because you can see its failure rate is quite low. You can see that less than 5% of it has actually failed. Okay. So that is first part, PSLV and its mission. Okay. So I hope you know about this like Earth observation satellite also. Last day we have talked about it. Can you tell me what was the role of EOS? Earth observation satellite 09. What was the role? Can you tell me what was the role of this Earth observation satellite? We have seen that it is having synthetic aperture radar. It is going to be placed in low Earth orbit. PSLV C63 was supposed to carry out this mission. But what was the role of it? Like for what purpose? What was the purpose of it? What was the purpose? Like why we have got this Earth observation satellite 09? Last Friday we have discussed about this. Last Friday we were discussing about this, that what is the purpose. See, its role was simply, it was being sent for this purpose of surveillance. It was sent for the purpose of surveillance. Okay. So that was the purpose of this Earth observation satellite 09. It was for the purpose of security, yes, for security and surveillance. So that is correct, Ritu, that yes, for security and surveillance. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, coming to this one article, Article 21 and right to digital access. Now, you have seen that in the last week, last to last week, we have seen that Supreme Court has given this one interpretation. Article 21 will include right to digital access. Okay. What we see now, that right to digital access, right to digital access. So this one is a fundamental right. This one has been declared as a fundamental right. Okay. And under Article 21. Under Article 21. So we see that there is right to digital access which has been declared as fundamental right under Article 21. So now let us discuss a few things, that what are the challenges for this, how the people's right to digital access is getting violated. Okay. That what are the challenges, especially for those people who are disabled. Okay. So what are the challenges? The challenges to digital access. Challenges to digital access. So can you tell me what are those challenges? Like generally we see that when we are accessing a website, and it is not only about the common people, it is about those people who are having some sort of disabilities. Okay. So there is one thing, lack of screen reader support. Lack of screen reader support. There are many websites, and these websites are having this lack of screen reader support. The screen is not able to, the screen is not visible to those people who are blind. So if they have to access some information, how they are going to access that? Okay. Then at the same time, this text to speech feature, text to speech feature missing in many of the websites. In many of the websites, this text to speech means if something is written, so that should be converted into audio so that people can access this. Okay. So that is one of the challenge which we see for the people. Then we have seen that there is Aadhaar based biometric verification. Now those people who are visually impaired, so then also there is going to be a challenge for them. So third part is Aadhaar based biometric identification challenge for visually impaired. Like how they are going to access this website, or how they are going to complete their KYC documents. Okay. So this is one of the challenge. Okay. And during the KYC process, you may have seen this one part. Okay. You may have seen this one part. Yes, correct. Acid attack survivors, they will also have this problem in face recognition. Okay. So face recognition challenge, of course, correct. Face recognition challenge for acid attack survivor. Okay. Now at the same time, you may have seen that let's suppose that in the banking system we are having options of KYC. Now many of the banks are allowing digital KYC. So when they are allowing digital KYC, they are not letting anyone else help the person. They want the person to complete it by himself. They don't want anyone else to help him. Like suppose if a old person is there, let us say if there is a old woman or an old man, he's of 75 or 80 years and he's trying to have a digital KYC. So definitely he is going to ask his grandchildren or some of the household members that they can help him in this facial recognition or completing digital KYC and all. But what we see that in our banking system, there is a simple provision that you cannot use anyone else's help. You cannot use the help of anyone else for this KYC. So what we again see that no option of assistance for KYC completion. And many more such challenges are there. Many more such challenges are also there. Like in different manner, they are not able to get the access to the digital websites, to the digital platforms. They are not able to complete KYC. They are not able to use the various information available there. So that is one of the challenges or barriers for this digital access. Okay. So now Supreme Court has said that it is the fundamental right for them. Okay. It is the fundamental right to them. So now the government will have to come with all other things. Okay. Will have to come for a solution for all these things, making these things accessible to people. Okay. But this is one part of the story. There is another challenges, other barriers to digital access. And one of the main barriers is digital literacy. Digital literacy. Second is lack of content. Lack of content in native language. In native language. Okay. So there is lack of content in the native language also. And there is this lack of digital literacy also. At the same time, what we see that there is increased security risk. Increased security risk. We have seen that mobile phones can be used for like hacking the information with respect to digital cards, internet banking, and so many other things. So it is again limiting the digital access. It is again becoming a barrier. Okay. So this is one part, that there are so many barriers to digital access. This is for especially the persons with disabilities. This is especially for persons with disabilities. And then there are other barriers also. Okay. So these are some of the challenges which remains in our society. We have become digital. For the last 10 years, we have been talking about digital India. But what we actually need is, okay, what is the need of our? The need of our is inclusive digital India. Inclusive digital India. Okay. That we need to have an inclusive digital India, not just a digital India. So that is one of the part which the Supreme Court has also said and which was discussed in the newspaper. Okay. So I hope this one is also clear. Any doubt in this? Good evening, Pooja. So any doubt in this? Digital access and Article 21. So now we have one topic from polity and one topic from environment. So which one you want me to discuss first? Polity topic or environment topic? Actually, polity topic is very interesting. Let's first discuss the polity one, then we will come back to the environmental topic. Okay. So let me give you this one topic first. Okay. Yes, let's talk a little bit about this polity topic. What happened that the Chief Justice of India, he is from Maharashtra. Okay. Chief Justice is from Maharashtra, and he went there. So when he went there for his felicitation, the Mumbai Police Commissioner, the DGP, and the Chief Secretary of the state, he was missing from the event. They were not there to welcome the Chief Justice of India. Okay. What we see that when he went there, he saw that this Chief Secretary of Maharashtra, at the same time, the Director General of Police and the Mumbai Police Commissioner was not there at the event of Chief Justice of India. So normally you will find that if Chief Justice is going anywhere, if Chief Justice is going anywhere, so then there is a normal protocol that all the senior dignitaries, all the office holders, they have to come there. Even if Prime Minister is going or the President is going, so they have to attend this. It is like a protocol which has to be followed. It is a protocol which has to be followed. But at the same time, what we have seen that this was not being followed. When Chief Justice was there, these people were not there. And then CJI made this remark. Okay. He said that these people should have been there. Why they are not present here? They should have been here because Chief Justice of India is coming. Okay. And then after, in a later event, all of them were present. So in the later course of time, like in the later course of day, at another event, of course, they were all present there. But then this is one serious issue. Now, if you simply see it like why the people were not there, then you will find that this is a normal thing. But then you have to see a context here. The context is a tussle which is going on. There is a tussle which is going on, tussle between the executive and at the same time judiciary. There is this tussle going on between executive and judiciary. You may have seen that recently. Let's see the entire story. What all has happened that if we talk about this judiciary, last month we have seen that it has given a judgment, and this judgment was with respect to the discretion of governor. Discretion of governor. Okay. Here, the Supreme Court has specially emphasized that the time which governor is taking to give assent to a bill, there must be a control on it. Here, what Supreme Court has done, that it has set a timeline. This one had set a timeline for governor. They have set a timeline for the governor, that what should be the timeline in which they have to give assent to the bill and all. Okay. Now, this is one part of the story. So, after that, what we seen that now there is a one thing from President. Now, President has also given, President means of course the government. Here, President is not like a person who is asking the judiciary question. There is a 14 questions from judiciary. Okay. 14 questions have been given to judiciary. A significant number of them is related to governor's power, discretionary power, timeline, and all other things. Okay. So there are 14 questions which have been put towards the Supreme Court. we will do a separate session for this. I will make a video in the upcoming days. That is a big topic. Okay, so I will make a separate video on that. That how many questions have been asked from judiciary. Okay, what are the questions from the judiciary? But remember for the time now that 14 questions have been asked from judiciary, and mainly it is about the theme or the context is about this judicial review and like governor and president's power. So 14 questions have been given to judiciary. So while this entire tussle is going on, so in one general context you will see that it is just like a few people were absent. But if you see the background, 14 questions have been given towards judiciary with respect to the post of governor, with respect to judicial review, with respect to various provisions of constitution. And on the other hand, we see that Supreme Court has given some judgment with respect to judiciary. With respect to governor. Supreme Court has given some judgment with respect to governor. So this entire tussle is going on. And in between all of that, now we see that there is this non-presence of three important dignitaries: Chief Secretary of Maharashtra, the Director General of Police, and the Police Commissioner of Mumbai. So these three people were not present there at the felicitation event. So that's why there was this tussle. And then the Chief Justice of India made a remark that in India, neither the government is supreme, nor the Supreme Court is supreme, nor the Parliament is supreme. In India, there is supremacy of the Constitution. Okay. So here comes a remark there was a remark, and that was supremacy of Constitution. That we don't have judiciary as supreme, we don't have legislative as supreme, we don't have government as supreme. It is the Constitution which is supreme. All the three organs are getting their power from there itself. Okay. So while we are discussing this, we should also be aware about some of the major judgments which were there. Okay. Some of the major judgments which were there. Okay. So let's look at some of the major judgment. First one is Keshwanand Bharti. Keshwanand Bharti case. So you know that this case was there in 1973. Keshwanand Bharti case. And from here itself, we have seen evolution of basic structure. Evolution of basic structure. So remember one thing, whenever you are reading polity, whenever you are making notes of the polity for mains exam, you must have some of the judgments with you. And one of the most important thing is that basic structure of Constitution. What was the basic structure? Parliament can amend each and every part of Constitution, but not the basic structure. Okay. So here it was said that no amendment in basic structure. No amendment in basic structure of Constitution. So that was the prime thing which came out of Keshwanand Bharti case. It was in 1973. Then the second important case is Minerva Mill case. Minerva Mills case. So can you tell me what is so significant about Minerva Mill case? मेरी पहली क्लास से कुछ बता दीजिए, मैं यहाँ से करंट अफेयर स्टार्ट कर सकता हूँ. हाँ, ऑफ कोर्स मोहन, यू कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर. we are having regular classes from Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. So here we are discussing all the important news articles from prelims perspective also, from mains perspective also. Okay. So can you tell me what was there in Minerva Mill case? Here we see that there was harmony and balance between fundamental rights and DPSP. Harmony and balance between fundamental rights and DPSP, that is one of the main part. Okay. And it also reaffirmed that judicial review is the basic structure of constitution. Okay. Plus judicial review as basic structure. It reaffirmed that judicial review is the basic structure of constitution. Okay. So that was the second important article. Then the third important thing which we see here, IR Coelho case. Okay. IR Coelho case, it is from 2007. Now this case is also very much important, and it was all about the 9th schedule. You know that in the 9th schedule of our constitution, if any law is put there, then it is believed that it is immune from judicial review. Okay. So here what Supreme Court said, that 9th schedule laws made after 1973, no immunity from judicial review. Earlier what we see, that the earlier no judicial review. Earlier there was no judicial review of these laws. So earlier there were no judicial review of these laws, but then it was made clear that after this IR Coelho case, it was made clear that any such law which is put into this 9th schedule of constitution, it will not be immune from judicial review. So judicial review can be done even after that. Okay. So that is one thing which we have seen here in case of IR Coelho case. Then fourth important case was, like, there was this one case of SR Bommai versus Union of India. Okay. There was this case of SR Bommai, and here what was the main part? That in SR Bommai it was said that federalism is basic structure. Okay. Federalism, basic structure. And at the same time, Article 356, precedent rule. Article 356, precedent rule. It is subject to judicial review. It is subject to judicial review. Okay. So Article 356, that is precedent rule, is now under this judicial review. So these were some of the very important cases which has transformed the Indian judicial system, the Indian polity, the interpretation of Indian constitution. Okay. So they were some of the important cases. I hope that is clear. Any doubt in this? How many years current affairs can be asked in prelims 2026? 1.5 years, from January 2025 to March 2026. So almost these 15 months. Okay. So almost these 15 months are sufficient for you. Okay. Now, coming to the environment topic now. So this was one case with respect to polity. Now coming to the case of environment, we are going to look into this some of the important endangered species of Tamil Nadu. Like we will try to see many of the endangered species. So here let's start that. The first one is Nilgiri tar. Okay, this one is Nilgiri tar. This one is Nilgiri tar. It is basically a goat. It is a goat of mountain region. It is a goat of mountain region. You can see a white patch over here. This white patch, that's why it is also called as saddleback, also known as saddleback. It is given another name. It is also called as mountain monarch, also known as mountain monarch. Okay. Now, if you look at this animal, it is also endangered. It is in endangered category. What we see that it is found or endemic. It is endemic to Western Ghats. This one is endemic to Western Ghats. Okay. And especially the Nilgiri region and Annamalai ranges. Okay. Especially the Nilgiri and Annamalai ranges. Okay. So this is endemic to this region of Western Ghat. Endemic means it is found exclusively over there. It is not found anywhere else in the world. It is found only over there. That's why it is called as endemic species. Okay. So we see that it is endemic species. Also, state animal of Tamil Nadu. Okay. There is one Eravikulam National Park. This is there in Kerala. In Kerala, we have this Eravikulam National Park. It is believed that it is having the highest number of these Nilgiri tar. And there is one Mukurti National Park, which was created only for conservation of this Nilgiri tar. Okay. So this is the first animal which is here and it is quite much famous. So Nilgiri tar. Second animal, I think you can identify this. Okay. It is having like, it is called as lion-tailed macaque. Okay. So if you look at this, it is also endangered. Okay. And it is there in rainforest of the Western Ghats. Okay. So what we see that, like it is easily identified. I think you can see why we can identify it easily. Through its like its face itself, its hairs itself, we can identify this. And plus the tail of it. If you can see here, it is having a tail. So lion-tailed macaque. Okay. So here we see that it is also endangered, found in the rainforest of the Western Ghats. So that is also our lion-tailed macaque. There is another organism which is endangered in this area, and that is this one, slender loris. Its name is slender loris. It is also endangered and found in tropical rainforest of this area. Okay. Now, what is unique that it is nocturnal. Okay. It is nocturnal animal. Okay. So you can see its eyes. Like you can see the eyes of this organism. If one thing which is popping out of it, that is its eyes. And if you see it in the night, then you will have good dreams also. If you look at this one at night, suppose you are going to sleep. If you are living in this area, you are going to sleep at night, and before just going to sleep, you accidentally see a slender loris. Then after that, you will have so much good dreams. Okay. Even you can take that as like just before going to like bed today, before going to bed today in the night at 12 o'clock, open this video and see the eyes of this organism and then try to sleep. Okay. So this one is slender loris. Okay. It is a nocturnal primate and it is having night vision. Okay. So there is a Kadavur slender loris sanctuary which was established in 2022 for this organism. For especially serving this organism, a wildlife sanctuaries have been established. Okay. So that is slender loris. Then we have another important organism here, white rumped vulture. Although it is found in other parts of India also, but particularly in South India, it is also there. In Tamil Nadu, it is also found there. Okay. So if we look at this one, it is critically endangered. Okay. And it is there in open areas and near human settlements. You can see at its beak. If you look at its beak, okay, a little bit of whitish appearance will be there. If you look at its beak, then you will find that a little bit white appearance is there. It is white rumped vulture. Okay. Generally, you will find that the male, it has got dark fur. Okay. Or dark wings, you can say, not fur, dark wings. Or body experience. So that is seen in white rumped vulture also. Then this one is also your famous one, Malabar civet. Okay. So if you look at this one also, see its eyes also, Malabar civet. Okay. So it is also nocturnal. Okay. It is also nocturnal, Malabar civet. Okay. And this one is also critically endangered. So this is exclusively found in the regions of Western Ghat. This is endemic to Western Ghat. UPSC has once asked a question about this, especially this one part, that is it nocturnal or not? Okay. So Malabar civet is a nocturnal and critically endangered mammals. Okay. It is a critically endangered animals in this area. Okay. So it is one of the smallest creatures, a little bit scary also. Okay. So that is Malabar civet. Okay. These were some of the important areas or important organisms in this area. Now, those who are going for 25, for them it is not important. But what we are trying, that through these sections, we will try to cover all the important endangered species of India and critically endangered species of India. We will try to see their images also. We will try to see their uniqueness also, so that for the next year exam, you can be prepared. Okay. So that is our Malabar civet. Okay. So these 5 organisms are there. First is Nilgiri tar. Then we have this lion-tail macaque. Then we have this wonderful organism, slender loris. Then we have this white-rumped vulture and Malabar civet. Okay. So 2 organisms we have seen, slender loris and Malabar civet. They are prominent ones. They are the ones which are nocturnal in nature. One of them is critically endangered and this slender loris is endangered category. Okay. So now, coming to one more article, that is caste census. Okay. Looks like the combo of leopard and zebra. Yes. So now, coming to this one article, it is about caste census. Okay. So there are certain arguments in the favor of this, okay, and certain things which are challenging also, like how this can be a challenge. So this is part of one editorial. Let us look at this. Okay. Why there is the demand? Okay. It is said that it will provide us the empirical evidence of socio-economic deprivation, especially for the OBC. We will get to know exact number. We will get to know the empirical evidence, the numbers of other backward classes in India. Second thing is, it may help target affirmative action. We can have more affirmative action in a effective and justifiable manner. Okay. So our affirmative actions can be more targeted. We can justify it also on the grounds of the census. Okay. The third important part is, it can also reveal intra-group, it can reveal this intra-group inequality that we have seen, this creamy layer concept and all. So last year we have seen that even in case of scheduled caste, there is this option of sub-categorization. So in same manner, we already have creamy layer concept in other backward classes, but with the census, we will get to also identify this, that which sections of society are more deprived than the others. So that is also one benefit which we are going to get from here. Okay. But there are certain challenges. What is the challenge? Some people may use as the political instrument. Some people might start using this as vote bank. Okay. So that is also one of the part, that some of the parties may start using this as a vote bank. Okay. So what we will see, that another part is like all the reservations and each and everything, they have come through social movement, not through any data. Okay. So just having the data is not sufficient. Okay. Data is not sufficient, or data is not the one thing which is required for it. Many things are known to us and it requires political will. Okay. There is requirement of political will, rather than data. So that is also one of the challenge which has been highlighted. Okay. At the same time, what we also see, that we already have a number of such things, like other data sources are also there. For example, National Family Health Survey, National Sample Survey Organization, their data is already giving us the detail of socio-economic deprivation of people on the ground. So this data is not giving us just about the caste. This is giving us the actual number of people, the actual family, those who are deprived of it. So they are not telling us about just the group. They are telling us about the individuals who are deprived of it. So NFHS survey or NSSO survey can also be used for getting the detail of all this, for taking such actions, making some policies. So other data is already there. The census data is just duplication of it. So that is one part. There are certain challenges also. Okay. So this one editorial was suggesting only these 3 points. Okay. Sometimes when you see editorial, you may think that there are so many points written here, but the main fact is only 3. Okay. 3 main things which have been suggested here. One, it will give us the empirical evidence. Second, affirmative actions can be effective and justified. Third one is that may reveal intra-group inequalities. So 3 topics have been identified here in the favor, that these 3 benefits can be there. What are the challenges which may be there? First, it may become a issue of vote bank politics. Second, what we see, that it requires a political will more than the data, because data is already there. The third thing is, it is duplicity of effort. We are already having data of NSSO or NFHS, but we are not making policies on it. So that is one part which we can identify from this article. So wherever you are making notes of caste census, you can add 3 points in favor, 3 points in against. I hope that is clear how you can make this notes also. So along with our study, you should also be understanding that how you can make the notes of it. Okay. In one of the sessions, I have told you that how you have to make notes also. So while we are discussing the main topic, you can write it on one page and keep it for, like I am telling you, polity also, GS paper also. So try to segregate them. Try to segregate them one by one. That for some of them, you can put it in mains folder, and some of them you can put it in prelims folder. Okay. So that is our first part. Now, coming to a few smaller articles, okay, a few smaller articles, like there we have this one FATF, Financial Action Task Force, Financial Action Task Force. Okay. So this is one international organization. It is having the aim of combating money laundering and terror financing. That is the aim of this organization. Okay. Combating money laundering and terror financing. Okay. So what we see that, like this one is having two lists. One is called as gray list and one is called as blacklist. So in the blacklist, you will find that countries are there, like Myanmar is there, North Korea is there, Iran is there, and in grey list 20 plus countries are there which are part of this grey list. So India is trying to put some give some evidence to Financial Action Task Force to bring back Pakistan on the grey list. Pakistan has been using its soil for terror sponsoring. It has been financing the terrorist activities. So due to that, India is going to present some evidence in the meeting of this FATF so that Pakistan can be put again on the grey list. Okay. So that is why FATF thing is also there. Okay. Sachin, we will talk about this in one of the session in this week itself. We will talk about this. I am going to make a video for you. So I guess by Wednesday, I will give you that video, that those who are preparing for 2026, what should be your strategy for each and every subject, for NCERT to foundation to all other things. So I'm going to bring an entire video on that. So don't worry about it. I will talk about this in a separate video as well. Okay. So from beginning to end, from the scratch to the entire build-up, we will talk about it. Okay. Now, one more small article is there. There is going to be this Sansad Ratna Award. There is one thing called as Sansad Ratna Award. Okay. So what we see that it is provided by one NGO which is called as Prime Point Foundation. Prime Point Foundation. So it is giving this award to 17 MPs, 17 member of parliaments. They are given this Sansad Ratna Award. Okay. Why? For their outstanding contribution to parliamentary democracy. Okay. So for that matter, they are giving this Sansad Ratna Award. So it is given by a NGO which is called as Prime Point Foundation. So that is also one of the smaller news. Then, now, this is one directive. You don't have to go in detail of this, but this is a small directive. It is from environment section. Suppose you are making a, like this mains topic, the theme here is forest. In environment, in the environment subject, when you are making notes, you should make a theme forest, and in that forest theme from time to time you will get multiple such information. So here we have this one information. Supreme Court, it has given a order to whom? Okay. It has given this order to all states and UTs. All states and UTs. What is the order all about? Order is simply this: if there is any forest area which has been allotted to private sector, you have to reclaim it back or you have to get it back. Okay. So what is the main order here? The main order here is simply to get back any forest land allotted to private sector for non-forest purpose. Okay. So first direction is this, that if you have given any forest land to any private company for non-forest purpose, you have to get it back. You have to get it back. You have to make it a forest again. Second thing, suppose that if it has been allotted to a private sector and getting back from there is going to have a worse impact on socio-economic profile of that area, then at least you have to get the compensation for that forest. Okay. When suppose that a forest land has been allotted to some private company, they have started some industry and that industry is given employment to, let's say, 10,000 people. So now if you shut down that industry, so there will be impact on 10,000 people. Their livelihood will be lost. So in that situation, you have to get compensation from that company, that okay, give us the money so that we can use it for forest at any other land. That one thing has also been said. Okay. So what we see that if reclaim not possible, if reclaiming land not possible, then get the compensation. Get the compensation from the company and improve forest from that fund. So this is one direction from the Supreme Court. If you cannot get the land, take the money from them and use that money to improve the forest in your area. Okay. So this is one, and this has a timeline. It's not that you can do it anytime. This has been given a timeline, and this is equal to 1 year. That you have to do this within 1 year. It's not that, okay, Supreme Court has given some judgment, we will see what to do. So it has to be completed within 1 year. So that one directive has been given to all the states as well as union territories, that they have to complete it in a 1 year time. I hope that is also clear. Any doubt in this? Any question? So see, these were the 5 important topics. Let's see, there are certain questions. There are certain questions, and I think now you can answer this. Consider the following fauna: lion-tailed macaque, Malabar civet, sambar deer. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. So what will be the answer? Lion-tailed macaque, Malabar civet, and sambar deer. So I think you know that. Okay. Yes. So I think you know the answer for this simple question now after reading this. Yes. So everyone is giving the correct answer. Now, look at this. In India, separation of judiciary from the executive is enjoined by the preamble of Constitution, or directive principles of state policy, 7th schedule, or the conventional practice. So this is question number 5. That in India we have the separation of judiciary. So it is given in which part? Preamble DPSP or the 7th schedule or the conventional practice? So where we have this? Question number 5. So I think this also you all know. Yes. That is also quite simple. C option. C option is 7th schedule. No. It's not 7th schedule. 7th schedule is about division of power between the union and the state. So C option will not be there, neither D. It is a directive principle of state policy. It is a directive principle of state policy. So read about the DPSPs also. DPSP is also very important. Like they're asking about DPSP. Okay. So we have Article 50 in our DPSP, which especially says that the state has to be in the judiciary has to be different from the state. The judiciary has to stay away from. The state has to be. The state has to like keep away from judiciary as far as possible. Okay. So there should be no interference of executive in judiciary. That is part of Article 50. Okay. So now there is this one information for you. This Nibandh and Niti Shastra batch in Hindi medium starting from 2nd June. Okay. And essay and ethics module in English is starting from 9th of June. Okay. At the same time, this one important batch is going to start from this 2nd of June. We are having an offer price of 2,999. Here we are going to have sessions. Here we are going to have sessions on previous year questions 2013 to 2024. Okay. Plus you will have 13 tests also and regular answer writing. There will be regular answer writing also. So these are the things which we are providing under this mains answer writing program. This is a batch for 2025. So even those who are trying to improve their answer writing, so you can also become part of it. It is not necessarily just for mains 2025. Anyone who is willing to improve their answer writing can become part of it. Okay. So that is one of the batch we are going to have. Okay. Sociology optional, it will be announced very soon, Sandeep. We are having many optionals which are going to be announced very soon. Okay. So as soon as it comes, we will inform you. PSIR is also there. Vivek Bhardwaj sir will be taking socio optional also. Public administration is also there, as well as history optionals and others. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's meet in the next session then, and then we will discuss the remaining things. Okay. So thank you. Take care and all the best. Thank you.